Hello. I'm just gonna hold on and see if anyone joins us live. Possibly not, because it is a bit unannounced, so more than likely people will watch this back. So if you are watching this, I've just started off by, this is a box frame. I've coated it in black gesso, just one coat on the sides, and I just gave an extra coat on the top. Looks like someone's joined us. Thank you for coming. Get rid of that. Oh, hello, Helen. And so I didn't get a chance to do Kasha's project at the retreat because I was teaching. So I thought I would have a go with some of the bits, and you can get some of these. Sorry if the door keeps banging, it's really windy here today. You can get some of these items in the store now. So this is the stencil we used, and you can get this in our shop now. If you go to all products and sort by newest, hi Laurie, you'll find the stencil there. Oh, looks like some people are joining, that's great. So you'll find the stencil there. This was one that was designed for us by the ladies at Hobbylicious. So I've got my black gesso canvas here. I'm going to start with some stenciling. I'm not going to do it all over because I like it to be random. So I'm just going to get some texture paste, and all my palette knives are still packed away. Okay, what can we use instead? Let's see. I'm still trying to find things from the weekend, so this could be interesting. Do I have an old card somewhere here? Sorry, I thought I had everything. Let's find something I can use my texture paste with. You wouldn't believe the amount of palette knives I have, and I don't have one on my desk. That is unbelievable. Right, let's see. I don't know how this is going to work because this is a paper card, not a plastic one. But we'll give it a go. So this may not be perfect. That's okay, I can live with that. This is if I can even get the paste out. Oh, I've got... No, that's a textured one. We'll use that to get out the pot anyway. Okay, let's see how this works. This could be interesting. Right, so... Let's see... It works well enough. Yeah, it'll do. It's not going to be perfect, but good enough. So I'm just choosing some random sections to add some stenciling to. Let's move it around a bit, get a different section. Ooh, that bit came out really thick. Okay, I think that'll do. So I'm just going to chuck that card away now. I'll just move my canvas out of the way for a second and give this a wipe. I'm going to mix up my coffee and my water. That happens a lot. Okay, give that a wipe. So we're almost getting ready to move. So next Monday we're going to be moving house. Although the actual moving house will be done gradually because this house isn't sold just yet. So we've got time to move our things. But all our business stuff is going into a storage unit. We're not shutting, don't worry. We're just going to operate out of a storage unit until we buy our house. So that's going to be different. Because rather than waste our money on rent while we wait to buy, we're just going to get a really small place just to live in and put some of our stuff in storage. We thought that was sensible. Sorry, I keep knocking that. Right, so let's bring back the canvas. I'm going to give it a quick dry, so excuse the heat gun a second. What have you all been up to lately then? I think it looks, from looking at Facebook, a lot of events have happened this weekend. So hopefully you've attended a class or a retreat or something. Or you've been crafting at home. Whatever you've been up to, let us know. It's good to know. I don't think I'm going to black gesso this. That was my original thought, but I'm actually going to, I think, add some paints and colours over the top instead. So I want to get this quite dry, so I'm going to add water spray. I'm going to add water. I've got to find a spray bottle. I mean, I just need to run off for a second. Let's see if I got one here. This is what happens when you go away. You then can't find everything for ages. Right, I shall be back in a second. I'm just going to get some water. Do excuse me. Apologise. Very unprofessional. I'm back. Have some water. Oh, look, when you think you're ready for everything and then you start and you realise you've got nothing that you needed. Okay. So I'm going to use one of the magic paints that we used at the weekend. So this is Shimmer Amethyst. So it's blue with a purple undertone. So I'm going to sprinkle this mainly over my stenciled section. You could mix this off the canvas on a mat or something, and I'm going to activate that with some water. A mister would be more preferable, but I don't know where half of my things are at the moment. I don't know where my paintbrushes are, my palette knives. Yes, so I'm improvising. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Okay, we're going to get a brush. I have got some of those. I'm going to pat that onto the stenciled sections. Being careful not to get it too wet. I just want to kind of activate all this scrummy powder. Some of this is very thick over here, so it's still wet, so I need to be a bit careful there. Okay, now we're going to run that around a bit. That's going to form our base layer, so let's dry that a little bit. As I do, I'm just going to pick it up and move it onto my stenciling as well. and get any bits that I haven't got with water. That looks better. And because these are shimmery, so you have to think when using black gesso that it will absorb matte colours, so you'll very faintly see a flat colour, but the black's going to be overpowering. So on black you really need to be using something that has some kind of shimmer, some mica in there, some sparkle like glitters or something that's going to pick up the light. So these are perfect. We can also use things like waxes, shimmer sprays. So I'll just hold that up so you can see that's picking up the light quite well. So this is looking quite good already. Just need to get this dry. I've got some embellishments I want to stick on, so I want to make sure the surface is dry for that. So we'll put this to one side for a minute so you can see that's, hopefully it's picking up well. So it's a nice colour already. So we'll just stick that there. And we're going to get some clays and some metals. Let's just wipe my desk a minute, it's a bit wet. So we've got some bits and bobs we used at the weekend. Let's see what we want to use. And we're going to cover these with the black gesso as well. I'm not going to use all of these as we'll be here all night. Let's pick some bits we like. Let's have this one. Moon. Might use that. Okay, that'll do, I think. So we're going to prep these now with the black gesso, like the canvas. I'm sorry for the banging. Let's also have this. That's on my desk. I spotted a nice cog somewhere here. Here we go. Right, so we're going to get paintbrush, black gesso, so this is allowing us to make plastics, metals, etc. matte and ready to take any water-based mediums, because normally that would run off metal. It would probably stick a bit to the modeling clay, but not great. But yeah, with gesso it's definitely going to, and it's just going to sit there on the surface, not going to soak in and dull the colour or waste your mediums. So it's a good money saver to use gesso too. You don't need to do anything to the eye because that's already a nice colour that goes. So the gesso as well is allowing us to strip back the colour. So these colours that don't really go with our project are going to disappear and allow us to use our own colour palette. I would, if I was doing this off camera, I would do this a lot more careful and not waste quite so much gesso, but I'm wanting to not keep you forever, so I'm being a bit heavy-handed to get it done. So you can take your time a lot more when you do this. Okay, yeah, almost in the coffee again. So let's quickly dry those. The canvas is looking good now. Just need to be careful here that we don't stick it to this paper towel. So I think I will take it off there now. I've been a bit heavy-handed. Okay, is that all? Yep, let's get rid of that. Okay, so we should come back to those. Let's bring the canvas back in. Okay, so nice and shimmery now, pretty dry. So there's a section there that's still a bit wet, so let's just finish that off. A quick wipe. Okay, let's just okay, so I want a bit more texture and a bit more colour, so I'm going to use impasto paints now. So these are really thick, very pigmented and matte. So I've got some blues and purples that I thought, oh, it's under sticker apparently, that would go with this colour scheme. So some of my favourites. So let's apply some of those. I'm just going to do this with my finger, I think. Just looking for a bit more something. Sorry about that tapping noise, that's quite annoying, isn't it? So you don't need to be, you know, a great artist to enjoy these things. It's okay to improvise. And you can use this now as an opportunity to cover up anything you don't like or you've missed, I don't like how thick this corner came out, so I'm just going to actually wipe that off. And then I'm going to cover it with the paint a bit instead. Hi Kasha, I am being inspired by your class from the weekend. I'm doing a space themed canvas. I'm just at the moment laying on some paint on top of my stenciling. I'm using the stencil you had at the weekend. There are lots of pictures up from the weekend now, so if you want to have a look what we did, you can see. So Kasha's was the lovely box with this kind of spacey theme, and lots of black gesso and metallics featuring there. To give you kind of idea of what we do at our retreats, we have opened bookings for next year, which is going to be super exciting. So we're actually going to try something different next year. We've hired a number of cottages, so it's a place in Derby, Summersall Cottages. It's they're big houses. When you say cottage, people think, oh, tiny, how are we all gonna fit in there? The ones we've got so far are 21 rooms altogether, so you needn't worry about space. So yeah, don't worry about that. Most are en suite, so we're going to try and make it that all of yours are en suite as much as we can, and if we get to where we're running out of rooms, then it may be that we have to offer a room that's not en suite, but there will be a bathroom very nearby, but we'll discuss that with you if we get to that point. Okay, that looks okay, so let's dry that off. And yeah, we'll provide meals, soft drinks, tea, coffee, cakes, that sort of thing. You can bring your own drinks as well, because it's a self-catered place. By that we mean it's not a hotel. That doesn't mean we won't be catering for you. Just gives us a bit more freedom, and I think it's a bit more of a relaxed feel. So yeah, check that out in the group, Thompson's Craft Supplies group. We set up an event section there. Well, I'll be posting the details. All the prices are up there. There's an option to do a shared room, single person room, different options to do classes. Yeah, definitely Kate, Kasha. To do classes, to not do classes, to stay, to not stay, to do your own thing. Lots more options this year, again, by having this kind of self-catered option. We're giving ourselves a bit more freedom and to be able to offer you a bit more. Okay, I'm gonna go just over the tops of that with some of this powder again. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. We've started talking, so we've got the prices sorted now, and where it is and when it is. So they were the big kind of questions. And now we'll start thinking about classes already, because you understandably, a lot of people don't want to book something till they know exactly what it is they're doing, which I can totally understand. So yeah, we'll actually be thinking about that really soon. So me and the ladies will start chatting, and we're going to have extra teacher this year. Our lovely Lorna is also going to be joining Kasha and myself. And yeah, I'm really excited. I say this year, next year I should say. So it's the first week of October next year. We'll include 2 nights stay, the prices that are quoted, so you can decide if that's Friday and Saturday or Saturday and Sunday night. And you can pay to add an additional night. Lorna is baking. Oh, we're making our own cakes, are we? Okay. I'm good at fairy cakes. I'm not so great at big cakes. Yeah, so watch this space on that. Excited. And doing this as well also means, like, if your partner wants to come, you know, a non-crafting friend, maybe you craft but you do something different to what we're doing, a relative wants to come, you know, we can do that for you. Okay, so we've got some colours and a bit of texture going on there. So let's get our embellishments on. So I'm going to use our Fabrica 3D gel. Let's use this again. It's going to be my tool today, as I don't have my palette now. This needs a good clean out. Okay, so let's see. So I'm adding my embellishments on now. I think I want to kind of pick a focus point, have a bit of direction in where we're putting things. We don't want it to just be all higgledy-piggledy. It needs to be a bit of bounce. So I'm going to work kind of this direction. A good way of doing that is to start with bigger things and spread out to smaller things. That sort of draws your eye outwards. That's one way you can do it. I don't want to move this. Let's have, because there's two suns next to each other there. Let's have this over here. We've got this eye, so we can put this in the middle. It's a bit too much there. I don't quite need that much. That's gonna sit there. I'm gonna have a bit of a smaller thing here. Does Lorna know she's baking? Have you told her that? Hey Lorna, by the way, this is where Lorna's watching. Okay, and just for a little bit of bounce, I'm gonna put this one. Should I go off a bit and have it maybe up there? Okay, that looks okay. Right. No, you didn't. Okay, should we just nominate Lorna for everything and then we'll tell her about it later? Okay, I'm gonna get some of that gel off, the excess. give it a little dry. So this is starting to look nice. So I'm just heat setting it a little bit so that I can then touch the embellishments a bit more without moving them. This one needs a bit more. You're getting your cake from Costco. That's fine, their cakes are nice. I like Costco. At least you can't like give us food poisoning then. What time is it? Oh, not too bad. Okay, so I'm now going to use some waxes and also some sparks paints. So some of the colours we used again at the weekend. So we're going to start with sparks paints in. I'm going to be using Magical Pond and I think my favourite Night Shadow. And then we're going to be using Old Denim wax. So these are all finnabair products. The impastos of finnabair, Prima finnabair. The mouldings, the suns, moons and star here, they are using Prima molds too. The magic paint and the black gesso we've used are Fabrique Decor, and all those items you can get on our websites. And the stencil we've used is Hobbylicious, and again you can get that on our website. So that's a custom one we designed with them. Kasha came up with a design for the class. So you can only get it from us. So these are the two paints. This is Night Shadow, this is Magical Pond. So I'm going to do some dry brushing. What we mean by dry brushing is we are... there's a little film here somewhere. We're wiping the excess off, so we don't want too much product on. We're just brushing it over the surface. And that's gonna highlight some of those areas. Yeah, limited on brushes today. So what I like to do is get some on my brush, take the lid, dab it off, and then we're going to go into our embellishments. And you can see straight away how sparkly they are. Look at that, it's like I've poured glitter on it. Yummy. I'm going to start with this lighter colour first, and then I'm going to work up the darker colour. Yeah, I really like blues and purples, green, but it doesn't go so much with this project. Maybe a touch of dark green. Yeah, Night Shadow is, yeah, I think it's my favourite of the Sparks paints. So really what we're doing here at the moment is adding a colour. We're going to use the, oh, I melted that a bit, I think. Be careful. The wax is really going to pick up the shapes and the details in there. You don't have to use gesso with these paints. They're very pigmented, so you can afford to, if you don't, you know, if you're a bit in a rush or you just don't like to, you could probably get away without using the gesso here. Thought I would try putting some on there, but it just looks a bit weird. I think I had glue on my finger, which didn't help either. Let's clean the eye back up. There we go. Right, so let's go in with the night shadow. Oh, this is a yummy colour. There's quite a lot of product on the lid already, so I'm just going to use the side of the lid to wipe off. So now having a dark and a lighter colour, we could create the impression of shadows here. Get these embellishments down here, and we're going to also use the wax to pick up the stenciling a bit more that we did. So a lot of the time when you do stenciling, it's your first stage or one of the very first, and then it kind of gets lost a bit sometimes in the background. So wax is great at helping bring that back to life. Let's go onto our background a little bit. A bit more something to those paint splodges we did. So it looks a bit like a starry sky now. And we can cover up any white bits we didn't quite catch. Okay, that looks good. Get rid of that. Let's have a slurp of my coffee. Excuse me a moment. Oh. Okay, right, wax. So denim wax. These are very pigmented. So they're not naturally occurring colours like the metallic colours. So do advise preferably to use a paintbrush unless you don't mind having a bit of a stained finger for a couple of days, then that's fine. And we're going to really get this in to like the faces of these. Little moons and suns. It's going to kind of bring them to life a bit more. And they smell amazing, which is an added bonus of the waxes. And the more you kind of work them, they're similar to furniture polishes. So if you can buff them with a dry cloth, or you keep working with your finger, or maybe a stiffer brush, you can get these quite shiny, which looks nice. I'm going to go around the corners. Any bits I've missed now at this point, you can go in with the wax. Okay, I've also got, remind me how red amber looks. Yeah, I'm gonna add a bit of this as well. So this one is not so bad to use with your finger, just for a bit of a contrasting color. I'm just going to rub red amber over the kind of shapes and the patterns, which will pick that out a bit more. And I'll go back into the background as well on some of the stenciling, so we can see that. And this should give us a nice cosmic feel, and all that texture we created with the paint just by splodging it on. And we pop this wax over the top, that's really going to come to life now. white there. There we go. This is looking really cosmic-y now. This looks really nice with this contrasting colour. Goes well. We do have a couple of aged brass, more of a goldy colour in stock. You could use that to get this effect. And I think that is pretty much there. We'll just finish off by going on the sides a bit, just to add a bit of colour there. But I'll do that off camera. There we go. So I hope you like that. Very simple, nothing, I haven't done anything amazing there, but it looks really good. The colours are bouncing around there. So metallics just work great on black. It's quite a striking look. And when you start popping that on the black, it suddenly comes to life, everything that you've done, and I really like that effect. So I hope you like it. I'll get some photos done and I'll see you again soon. Bye.